Okay. This is Jamie sinking. 1, 2, 3. 1. Fuck. Do you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I can sink it. I can sink it on the 1 anyway. That's all I ever need.
See the portal video?
What portal video?
The one I've just edited.
Yeah.
All I had to do was load in the files and it synced itself.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was perfectly synced.
That's not often that happens.
That was lucky. Like,
it was lucky. I take my phone out of my pocket sometimes and text Chris, hey man, let's play Halo.
Oh, I miss playing this game. Like how long has it been since we last played this? Like, it
what?
Must be...
What? Like when we properly played it?
No,
or...
like when we last recording this.
God, it must be more than a month now.
I was thinking that it must be like
Use
Good
your
start.
words.
It must be like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, easily.
I'm not sure I'm going to remember how to play this game now.
X is go.
X and A to win. All the ODSTs.
Pretty much. Are they ODSTs? I'm thinking.
You think you do eventually in this one.
It's Marines.
You need a lot of flamethrowers in this one because it's the first flood mission.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Fuck.
Oh, the flood.
We've got a lot of Halo Wars to play today.
We do. We've got... We're halfway through this story now.
Pretty much.
This is mission 8 of 14? 15? We just looked at this.
12? I don't know.
It's double thing. Oh my god, I can't speak today.
Use your words.
At least double figure levels.
Yeah. So there's that prick. What am I doing?
You are capturing stuff.
Get to base drop beacon. Done. Okay, where's that? That's there. Okay.
So you need to go through all the elites. And then the flood are going to come.
He's just shooting at a rock. I didn't know that could happen in this game. He's not hitting me. He's shooting at a rock.
I didn't know that could happen either.
Designation Giralhane, aka Brutes, responsible for the attack on Harvest.
She's just like, shut the fuck up.
I don't remember this bit being so hard.
No, it's...
Well, it's not that hard. I'm just maybe presuming it's hard because I'm losing some dudes.
Yeah, like the flesh, because you've got flamethrower guys. It's only the flamethrower guys that you're losing. I think.
I'm losing quite a bit, actually.
Just start pumping out more units.
I will. Watch.
Pump!
Not do. It's going to have to.
Forge is down.
Spartan Red Team reporting in. Sergeant, we will flank the enemy and move to your location.
Oh, that's why it was.
Yeah, so you get there and you just get some Spartans.
Where were you 5 seconds ago? Fuck. That would have been handy. Spartans.
They were having a wee nap.
They were. Jerome
with a... Did that say sniper and it's like a cannon?
Yeah, it says sniper, but he's got the
got the Spartan laser.
Yeah. Sense made.
Because everyone snipes with the Spartan laser. I know I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I headshot with the Spartan laser all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, he does have pretty ridiculous range on him, that Jerome guy. Hey, he's back up.
Forge is back up.
Go, Forgy, go.
Go, Forgy, go, Forgy, go. Go, Forgy, go.
Somebody want to tell Forge that his main weapon has an effective range of about 3
Negative 1. It's about always good for her at this point. It's just collecting those resources.
Who? Forge?
Yeah.
Forge out of a Warthog is useless.
Oh yeah. I don't know why they didn't give him a Warthog in this one.
Because the terrain looks slightly difficult.
Yet they have... Oh, I suppose it's the elephant's different.
The elephant is an all-terrain vehicle.
It's the flood!
Oh shit. So when do I get this base?
When you go and kill the flood, I think.
Do I actually have to do that now before the base drops?
I think so, unless you just plank your elephant.
Plank it?
Well, like I'm put like
unpack it?
Yeah, like make it stationary.
To make it stationary.
Yeah,
okay.
like you press the Y button and it
Well, he's going there.
locks.
Just give me the base so I can be finished. Jesus Christ.
I just want it to be over.
Oh yeah, these things drop resources.
They do. And I still think the scariest flood was Halo 1.
Yep. Because pixelated?
Well, yeah, not even that. Just like the areas you see them in, it was like a lot darker settings and things, like in Halo 1 and
Spooky.
Halo 2.
Yeah.
Which it reminds me a lot of Half-Life 2, when you go to Ravenholm
Oh god, that was so
and
good.
there's all the zombies and head crabs.
Yeah.
That bit, like the first time I did that bit, I was terrified.
Yeah.
Not
That
gonna
level
lie.
is amazing, by the way.
I love that level.
We should probably play Half-Life 2 at some point.
I would love to play Half-Life.
Let's do that.
We should, yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Half-Life 2 Let's Play confirmed. For at some point.
At some point, we'll get around to it in the future.
Yes. What's the next thing we're actually playing? Is it going to be I Am Bread? Just the two of us?
Yes, the next thing will be Iron Bread.
Yeah. What is your favourite kind of bread?
But I've got to say, I like the 50-50 bread.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love that stuff. Or the toasty stuff.
Oh god,
The
yes.
thick cut toasty.
Oh yes. That is good bread.
It's good bread.
Did we just legitimately have a conversation about what bread
We
we
did.
like?
That just happened.
Do you know what? Remember how I said that Portal video wasn't doing very well at this point? I think I found out why.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the fucking level of our conversation. Talk about fucking bread for an hour.
Wow, we're gonna have to get you up and get ready for the breadiness
Yeah, I
of
suppose.
Iron Bread.
Get ready for the bready.
Let's get bready.
Let's get bready to crumble.
Oh, I like it.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, that was pretty good. This is almost... Do you know what's terrible, though? Right? Hey, you're getting a base.
Yeah,
The thing that I think I liked most... So I just have to get this other elephant, right?
yes.
Is that all I have to do?
I think so. I can't remember.
Fuck it, I'm just sending the heroes. They probably manage it.
Ah, they'll do it.
And then I'll just get,
Spam
like...
the flamethrowers.
Yeah, that many flamethrowers to join them later on. What was I going to say? Yeah, I literally had this conversation with Ross last week when we were recording, that when I tell a pun with you, you add to it, and then we develop the idea of the pun more. Mm-hmm. When I tell the pun with him, he just tells me to fuck off.
No, Jamie. No.
Literally his words.
Well, that's new.
He's not a fan of the pun.
Our database
Gotta love
does
that pun.
not know origins, or, well, anything.
Puns are what make the world go round.
Sometimes.
At first
Look at
glance,
all the
appears to be
flood.
sufficient.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Have they? Oh, of course, I forgot the
They-
little head crabby things take over bodies, don't they?
Yeah, they literally do become your soldiers.
What actually? What came out first? Like Half-Life came out before Halo, didn't it?
Yes.
Because I noticed like so many similarities between the flood and the things in the zombie style things in Half-Life.
Yeah, the creatures from Zen they're called
Yeah.
collectively.
I mean, if you think about it, like the little flood are the head crabs,
Yeah.
and then the head crabs jump on the body, and then it turns into a big flood zombie. It does that in Half-Life as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah.
Man, Half-Life is such a good game.
I love Half-Life.
Can I just say, by the way, and I'm not sure if I've spoke about this before, but like Half-Life 1, when it had like expansion packs / DLC, when that shit first came round to that style of game, it properly was like, it was a massive like full-on 10-hour game.
Oh yeah.
You know, a whole extra, like, whole separate story you were getting with that. Where the fuck's this elephant?
Yeah, gone are the days when DLC is
Like, it's no longer... I feel like it's no longer decent. I want to go as far as to say that. Because, like, I'm pretty sure I paid for DLC for Assassin's Creed 2 at some point. Now that DLC cost me, I think it was like £5 or £6, and I got about an hour's worth of gameplay out of that.
Yeah, that's like about right.
Yeah, I mean that's a waste if you ask me. It's a real waste.
I mean, I got the going back to the Borderlands thing. I picked up the Game of the Year edition when it was on sale.
Yeah,
it's like £35, not on sale, and it was like a flash sale, so you get 75% off.
You can't speak.
Really can't speak to it. It's one of these days. It's going to happen again and again and again.
Good.
But yeah, but there was the flash sale, and it was like 75% off. So I got it for £8 with, I think it was 90% of the available DLC. The only one that you didn't get at the time of the Game of the Year edition coming out was the second Ultimate Vault Hunters pack.
Right.
And a couple of the little bits of DLC, but they're like £1 each.
Yeah.
And I've gotten at least like out of two of the two of the DLC things I've done out of the 3 that I got. 4, sorry. I haven't done the other 2. I've gotten at least 8 hours out of both of them, and I've not even like scratched the surface of all the extra stuff you can do in them.
Oh
it's
yeah.
Just doing the main bit and concentrating on the main story bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Borderlands games were pretty good for it. I
love the way they did that. Like it is, like well, we've given you this massive game. Mm-hmm. Let's just give you another little mini version of it.
Yeah, another partly massive game.
Yeah, and it's like the areas are as big as the main game, really.
Yeah, they're about right. I mean, there's just kind of less of them, but some of the DLCs, especially for Borderlands 2, I remember very clearly that their DLCs were like as fucking big as the main game. Yeah. Like their DLCs were whole other games included.
Yeah, I mean, like the pre-sequel is essentially like, I mean, it is like DLC complete.
Fuck yeah, that was quick.
It's like a DLC style game, but long enough that it doesn't feel like DLC.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And you get to play as Claptrap. That's the only reason I want to get it.
Yeah, I don't know about Claptrap. Well, I mean, I really like it.
I love Claptrap. Like that was one thing I thought about, like playing Borderlands 1 and 2. Is like I really want to play as Claptrap. Mm-hmm. Or a Claptrap.
Yeah, that's not bad.
We're 100 meters from Anderson's spawner signal. Needing some pretty crazy
Sweet.
You're a crap driver for a Spartan. That being said, I'm not very much better in Warthogs than he is.
Yep. Do you think... No, we've definitely spoke about this before. Do you think by the time we've finished playing through this, that Halo 5 will be out?
Oh, you mean like, as in like the whole...
the whole Halo series?
I'm not so sure now. I've not heard a lot about it.
Well, the beta was a couple of weeks ago, I want to say.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it came up with the Master Chief Collection. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if they can fix all the... I mean, they've got to concentrate on the bugs for the multiplayer. And
yeah, they
Master
really
Collection
do.
Just now. So, I mean, I'd rather they concentrate on that and have a working game before releasing another game that is going to be half-assed.
Yes. Yes. In saying that, though, can we just briefly discuss what the fuck is with games right now that are not
that are coming out half finished and having like day 1, day 2 patches to finish it?
Well, it's not even day 1, day 2 patches to finish it. It's day 1, day 2 patches to make it even remotely playable.
Yeah, that annoys the shit out of me.
I'm gonna go ahead and quote right now Assassin's Creed Unity. That's the worst one for me in a long time, because I bought it later on. I didn't buy it at release. I bought it quite a bit later on. It was still entirely broken. Like, there was still, like, it wouldn't work properly. The combat was totally fudged up. I would fall through the world constantly. It was really, really, really buggy.
And they've just released both Unity and Rogue on the PC as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really want to get it.
Unity now is playable. I wouldn't say it was fixed, but I would say it was playable. And that's not always a good thing to say about a game.
Yeah.
Especially
you kind of want it to be playable from day 1.
Absolutely. Can we just discuss briefly as well that I understand for a cost aspect why the new consoles aren't releasing with massive hard drives, but I only own about 10 games on the Xbox One, and my hard drive is full. I cannot have them all installed at once.
See, I don't like having to install games on consoles.
I don't mind it because the quality of the games is so much better for having them installed.
I can understand, like, it is necessary. I mean, like, obviously, like, you install your games on the PC.
Yeah.
So why would you run them up straight off a disk if it performs better from an install? A set file? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is for me is I do prefer installing the games. I absolutely do. I have no issue with installing the games at all. But I
have no choice to do that.
Yeah, but my main issue with it is that they do take up a lot of space, and the hard drive on the new consoles is really small.
Well, how big is the hard drive on the Xbox One that you've got?
500 gig.
500 gig. Wow.
But
I mean,
you've got to remember the operating system takes 200 gig of that, so you've only really got 300 gig to work with.
That's bad.
It's not a lot.
How can an operating system take up 200 gigs?
I don't know, but apparently it does, because it does have it cited on the box as being a 500 gig hard drive. But you straight away, as soon as the console is done, like installing itself,
that's ridiculous.
It only has 300 gig available.
That can't be right. Like, I mean,
it's 100% right. I'm not shitting.
No, like, yeah, I don't doubt you, but I'm thinking that, like, that can't be right. That an operating system that needs to have less, like, going on than PC could be 200 gigs when, like, a PC one's not even close to that. I mean, like, I've got a 120 gig SSD in my computer, and it only took up like 20 gigs of my 120.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's
that's
not bad actually.
I mean, that's pretty standard. I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, that's just a regular install.
Yeah. Well,
but 200 gigs.
Yeah. Well, let's even cite my laptop. My laptop has a terabit hard drive.
Yeah.
That's impressive for a little laptop. And my operating system takes up, I think, 50 gig.
Yeah,
or it's about 50 gig that I'm missing, and that I can put files onto.
It'll be operating system and manufacturers'
like
partitions and things on the hard drive. That's pretty normal.
So I mean, to miss 50 gig of a terabit is not bad, but to miss 200 gig of 500 gig, that's it's nearly half.
I recently installed Final Fantasy 13 on my computer.
Yeah.
And it's a 50 gig install.
Right. Yeah. So
that's. I mean, even that was bad for me. Even having a secondary hard drive.
Yeah.
That's 320 gigs.
Yeah.
That's just for games, that hard drive, and like storing videos and things.
Shit. Well, let's just go back a step.
I mean, I don't even blink at 50 gigs nowadays. I mean, that's nothing.
Yeah, it is nothing. But let's go back a step, shall we? Let's go back a little bit. Let's say that, okay, Xbox One games, their quality clearly has improved. Next gen consoles' quality of games graphically and like loading times wise, etc. It is a vast improvement.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now let's just say
no.
You want the ones
infantry.
I was about to say make one of them air one, because you get the air units, the air flood coming in at this one.
Make
that one an air one. That would be good shit. Now, I have no issue with this, but let's just, if that operating system is clearly taking up 200 gig of my Xbox One space, why the fuck doesn't it work?
Yeah,
it's so
still broken.
It's so fucking slow. It's ridiculous. The console's been out for more than a year now, and it's so fucking slow.
I mean,
it's just horrendous. I hate, like, see when an achievement pops on your 360, what's the first thing you do?
You go check it.
You go check it.
See
why? Because it takes a split second for it to load the achievement screen for you to check it.
You hit the button and it goes, yeah.
When I do it on my Xbox One, I have to wait a solid, and I fucking timed this, I have to wait a solid 2 minutes for the app to load. It took about 35 seconds, and then it took a further minute and a half for it to actually catch up with itself and load the achievement it was meant to show me.
That's another thing I really, really dislike, is this, like, overabundant use of apps.
Yeah,
to everything.
there doesn't need to be this many apps.
Like, that's what takes up so much space.
Yeah,
it's just the shitty, unoptimized apps that are taking up so much room.
Yep. Right. Let me just tell you this as well, by the way. I have a HTC One, my phone.
Yeah.
I was having a load of issues with getting it to work the other day, like to the point where it took 3 minutes to load my messages screen.
I had that a while ago.
Like it really did break completely. So what I did was I loaded the files onto my computer, and I basically did a hard uninstall. Like I forced the files off of the phone for a lot of the built-in apps that I don't use. And I have now saved 6 more gig of space on my phone, and my phone works really fucking quickly now. It really does.
Yeah, like that really annoys me when like companies advertise like a phone or something that's like having like 8 gigs of space, and they're like, oh yeah, like 4 gigs of that's operating system, by the way, so you've only got 4 gigs.
Yeah.
Like my uncle just got the S4 or S5 Mini,
and
it's like, yeah, we've got 8 gigs of storage, and then like, oh, only 4 is usable.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. I'm actually going to go on to my phone storage thing just now, and I will tell you how much the operating system is taking up of my phone. Right. First of all, let's just start by saying mine's a 32 gig phone. I've taken up 16.4 gig of that.
Yeah.
Apps wise is 4 gig. Music wise is nearly 5 gig.
Which is normal.
Photos and videos is over 1.5 gigs. My other downloads are only a couple of kilobytes, so it's not even worth
like
mentioning.
A couple of files and things, PDFs.
And other, which
is operating system.
Operating system is 6.9 gig. So nearly 7 gig of my 32 is being taken up just purely by my operating system.
I really don't understand why operating systems, like especially for phones, take up that much space, because it's not as if it's doing, well, I suppose it is doing a lot, but it's like, I just don't know. I think the only phone I ever had was the one I just had, the Sony, that advertised as 11 gigs and gave me 11 gigs of usable storage. Which, like, and for that was great. I mean, I've obviously just got the iPhone 6. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you got 16 gigs, but 4 gigs of that, again, 4 gigs, is operating system space. I'm like, why not just tell me that it's 10 gigs then?
Yeah, it's almost fucking false advertising, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like they draw you in to go, oh, I've got like all this space for activities, and then they're like, no, you can't use it.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Because I said so. But why? It's like, I don't know, just you can't.
That's almost like you buying, like, can you imagine if the rest of the world worked that way? Like, why are we still accepting that as normal?
You buy a loaf of bread and you only get 3/4 of that loaf.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. I was just about to use the example. You've just bought a new house. It's a 3-bedroom house, but
you only get 2 bedrooms.
You only get 2 bedrooms that you can actually use.
Yeah,
now, be that as it may, some people might actually run their house that way. some people do. Some people might just take up like a spare room.
Study, yeah.
Like, because to be fair, if I didn't want my spare room as actual space where somebody could sleep,
you could easily.
I would just have it as an office, really. Yeah. But right now it's set up so that it's got all my music gear in there, but it's all around the edges of the room, so there's
still space in the middle.
So the sofa bed can unpack into the middle of the floor. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what I plan to do. Is if I get a big enough house when I move out.
Brute. It's not even that. Fuck knows what that thing's called. Thrasher form. Yeah. I'll call him Tiny. Your guys are dying, by the way.
Shit, they are. Well, Forge is dead.
Yeah, I think pretty much. I think he is the only one left.
Yeah, he's the only one left.
If I were you, I would just go and make an air base and then just fly units on.
What?
Yeah, these not that thing that you're fighting, the bigger one.
Oh, these things. Oh, of course I've got to split these up, don't I? So I've got a.
You don't have to. It's just the monster, the big thing gets weaker. So you don't have to kill it.
Oh, really? Maximum population, that's fair.
You don't have to kill it, but it's advisable if you can take these out. At least a few of them.
Wow, that's got a lot of damage. Like, a lot of health.
Yes. Want to say yes. Chris, what? I mean, you've spoke about what you've been playing recently. You've been playing Borderlands.
Yeah,
pretty much solidly.
What kind of things you've been playing?
I've been playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse actually.
I want to get that game.
Yeah.
I want that game so bad.
Yeah, it's sitting right there, man.
Oh.
Sitting right there. We've got some time after we've done recording. We'll have a shot at that.
Yes. I quite fancy doing a playthrough of that.
Yeah.
Once you're finished playing it.
Yeah.
We can do a playthrough of that as well.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, I was actually talking to Ross about that, and he wanted to do a playthrough with me as well. So that might end up being another 3-person thing. Honestly, it's kind of weird because it plays more like an RPG than anything else.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people playing it. I looked at Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
Playing it, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's really different just the way that it's done. It's just really different. Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air for a Dragon Ball game because I love the Dragon Ball games.
Oh yeah,
I mean, even just looking at my collection now, I have 4 Dragon Ball games sitting in here. Now, and I'm just a big fan of Dragon Ball Z in general. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, and quite frankly, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It's so good. It's just that much fun. So to have every single Dragon Ball game essentially be exactly the same story every single time.
It gets a bit dry.
It gets really dry. It's so boring watching exactly the same thing happen, just with maybe better voice acting and stuff like that happening from time to time. It's so good. You've got 4 power now. You should research the is it reinforcements, so you can get more Hornets.
Yes, I've got research. Large turrets and carpet bomb on a can. More resources required. No, because there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Xenoverse. It requires quite a bit of grinding, but my only gripe with it is that to get some of the abilities, and to get the equipment and stuff like that for free and not have to buy it with the money that you earn, you have to do essentially, it's called a parallel quest. But it's essentially just a side quest. It's just like a side mission. There's a certain goal. There's bonus objectives that you can do throughout it. You can play them like online with multiple people, which I personally think is really, really cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
I've done that once before, and it was really cool because it was a mission where you had to defeat the Cybermen that were invading Earth.
Oh yeah.
And this guy, I had my headset on, and he had his headset, and he was like, right. There's 17 Cybermen in total to kill in this mission, and they're split up 3x3 in different areas, but they're really, really weak, and you can easily take on 3 at once by yourself. So we decided that we arranged that we would split up. So as soon as we spawned in, I stayed and fought those 3 Cybermen, and he immediately flew off to a different bit.
That's clever.
And then later on, we had to come back to the starting bit to get the remaining 3 Cybermen to spawn.
Yeah.
So then, after we were done in all the different areas, because we'd split up to do them, we came back to the same area at roughly the same time, and then we joined in on that fight.
That's really cool.
One of my favourite things about it is that all the battles happen in real time again, like in the Budokai games.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's really cool because, I'm sitting playing, even just as you're playing through the story, I'm sitting fighting, let's say, Android 17. I'm sitting fighting, and then at the same time, I'm engaged in this fierce battle, and there's supers flying everywhere, there's big attacks going about, I'm battering the fuck out of people, but at the same time, suddenly, Cell will come flying past me as he goes to attack Goku, because it's all happening on the same field. And
that's cool.
And if I want, I can totally change shit round, and I can just say, right, fuck this fight. I'm gonna go and change and go and fight. I'm gonna go and fight with somebody else. So I'm gonna go and fight with Krillin against Android 16, and we'll kill her. We'll kill him faster, and then we'll go back to fighting Cell with all 3 of us on Cell. Because that'll give us the best advantage.
Yeah, because you can, depending on what you do, it changes the time. Is it time?
It's basically
timelines and things, isn't it?
Yeah, it's slightly like that. Yeah, you can kind of change the timeline round a little bit. It's kind of weird. The parallel quest really fucks with how the timeline works.
Yeah.
Because it's not canon whatsoever. but I've.
The colonies has regenerated, and a large creature has gained strength.
Yeah, I kind of like how it works. That's the large thing we have to take out, isn't
I'm
it?
going to take it out now.
Yeah, you should.
Just because time and stuff.
But yeah, I'm honestly really enjoying it because it's so refreshing. Like, I think one of the first missions that you go into is the Saiyan invasion of Earth, and it's not even when Vegeta and Nappa show up. It's all the way back when Raditz is first on Earth.
What? Oh. Yeah, because I think I remember seeing a bit where
because he comes first, but like they change it up so it's like the whole thing is a what if. Basically, it's a whole what if, and it's basically like Piccolo charges his special beam cannon, and he launches it at Raditz, who's being like restrained by Goku, and that beam goes through Raditz and also kills Goku, and that's how the story's meant to go. But what if Raditz broke free and the special beam cannon just hit Goku? Now they're fucked.
Yeah.
And that's where your character comes in. It's really cool. Anyway, we're done with this video.
We are. That's it done.
Let's cut and print and move on.